All right. Nothing like live television. We have a great show for you tonight. I've been introduced to AcroYoga quite a while ago, and just now getting around to getting them out here. You're going to learn a lot if you have never known what AcroYoga is. You've probably seen it in the park at Zilker. I mean, there's plenty of places in Austin. I've seen you guys everywhere. So that's good. And I'm sure people are very curious. So we're going to talk to those people and kind of teach them the basics, what it is, how to do it. And then kind of later in the show, for the people that do know AcroYoga, we'll get into some more complex stuff. But let me just go ahead and do roll call here real quick.
Mateo.
And what's your studio?
I teach at Eastside Austin Elite.
Perfect.
I'm Joy Scola. I teach at Treehouse Yoga as well as Energies Balanced.
And I'm Jeremy Robinson, Austin Holistic Fitness in Westlake.
Perfect.
Andrew Knox. I'm not teaching. I just like to have fun.
Yeah, some people are just out here to have fun. And I don't know if you can tell, but we did a pretty good workout before, so we're a little sweaty. Forgive us.
I'm Megan King, and I'm in Andrew's boat. I just like to have fun.
Perfect.
Magda Gutierrez. I love acro.
One thing you will find is everybody who goes to a class, or I'm sure people come up to you while you're doing it. What is, they love it. Once you do it, you love it, you fall in love. So actually, with you three who are actual teachers and stuff, let me just find out, when did you and how did you get into AcroYoga?
I started about 9 years ago in California. I was a yoga teacher, and I was teaching at a festival, and somebody came through and threw me around like a rag doll. And I said, I have to do this. So,
kind of like what you did to me before the show?
pretty much, yeah. Yeah, very similar. So I started taking all the classes I could find, and then when I moved to Austin, I was still a very baby practitioner, and I started looking for people to practice with, and I couldn't find them, so I started teaching classes, and next thing I know, Austin Acro is here. It's a thing now.
It's a very big community.
Yeah.
Joy?
I started about 5 years ago, found a gym that said, hey, come on, try this, and somebody put me on their feet, and it was like, ah, and it just really helped me to get in shape, gain flexibility and strength, and yes, moved to Austin, started teaching it, fell in love.
It is a lot of fun.
So about 3 years ago, I went on a blind date and went to acro, and I kept the acro.
There you go. Not the girl, but the acro. There you go. Learned a little bit of something, I'm sure. Okay, so for people that have never gone, and if there are a lot of people that are interested, let's kind of just first of all, before we get into all showing off, could someone talk to me about the difference between yoga and AcroYoga?
Yeah, for sure. Yoga tends to be a solo practice. Both are practices of enlightenment to a certain degree. AcroYoga is, in large form, partnered acrobatics, usually what we call L-base acrobatics. But the difference between AcroYoga and traditional acrobatics is that AcroYoga is done with the health of the practitioner in mind. So it's done with a yogic consciousness and oftentimes an eye for connection over necessarily mastery of a trick or the execution of a performance.
Okay. What he said. All right. So that's a little bit about that. And then what about the differences within yoga? Aren't there different umbrellas and fields of study?
She's going to be the
Yes, I mean, there's the acrobatic side of it, which is very strength building. You build a lot of balance, core stability. Then there's the acrosage, the therapeutics, where you pick somebody upside down, you get their spine inverted, you help them to feel better. There's the connection, there's the playfulness, the trust, the communication. It's really wonderful. Nice.
Okay. And we're going to build some of that trust tonight and have definitely, it's like being a kid, when your parents would fly you and Superman. Okay, so what's the first, obviously before you do any exercise, you need to stretch.
Yes.
I'm sure there's typical yoga stretches that are different for yoga versus football or whatever.
Well, I mean, we do a lot of partner stretching. So we try to build that connection with our partner. You want to start to breathe together. And yoga is such a personal inward practice. And AcroYoga really teaches you to be aware of your outside surroundings, how you're affecting another person, if you pull too hard, if they wince, things like that. So we definitely like to hold the partner aspect all the way through.
Nice. Okay, let's kind of partner up here and maybe do some of the basic stretches. I might even do them, but I think I'll watch them first.
Okay.
What is the first thing we kind of do in
I like to
AcroYoga?
get people, if we want to get two people together, cross-legged, knee to knee. This is a great way for partners to become acquainted to each other. And then knee to knee, just going cross-legged. Yeah, and then you can place your hand on your partner's knees. Perfect.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So this here, I just like to take a breath with my partner, look into their eyes, just get a feel. Where you really start to build your rapport. Then we're going to inhale our arms up. And exhale, we're all going to twist to the left. So we're going to be facing the opposite direction. Left arm comes behind the back. Right arm reaches across to grab your partner's back arm. Yep. So go ahead and hook like Peter Pan style. Go ahead and grab her hand down here. And then go ahead and clasp her hand. And then now they're going to twist away from each other, looking over that left shoulder, really leaning out. Can this hand? There we go. So this really helps to open up the spine and your sides. Nice deep breaths. And then they'll exhale back to center. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, twisting to the right. Now, right arm comes behind the back. Left arm reaches across. Oh, thank you. And then we'll really get your arm back behind you and get a little deeper twist in there, looking over that right shoulder.
Wiggle it out.
Yeah, wiggle it out. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, leaning away, twisting deeper. And then inhaling back to center. Now, if we want to designate a flyer and a base, the base will bring their legs out straight. Flyer's going to butterfly, feet together, knees out wide.
Watch your head.
Oh, yeah. Yep, so the soles of your feet together.
Butterfly.
Butterfly.
Okay.
There, yes, there you go. Perfect. And then we'll take a forearm grip, sitting up nice and tall. Try and
Okay,
get
let's
your
do
legs
that.
flat. And then
get some
exhale,
exercises.
the base is going to fold forward. The flyer is going to lean back. Trying to keep a nice flat back here. So this is a leg stretch. We want this to stretch the hamstrings. We use a lot of those in AcroYoga as base. Perfect. And then so go and, yeah. So this helps to have an extra person really helping you to get deeper into your stretches. Good breathing. And then inhaling back up to center. And exhale, we're going to fold opposite now. So flyer will fold forward. And then the base is going to lean back. So they're just offering their weight here, the person that's leaning away. But it's really just enough to help get everybody into their stretches. Nice. And I love swaying side to side. Any sway or wiggles help to trick the muscles into relaxing. And then inhaling up nice and tall, we can switch the leg positions. Perfect. And then retaking that forearm grip. And exhale, base is going to fold forward, flyer is going to lean back. There we go. Now when we let the back round, it becomes a back stretch. So we always want to keep our back flat whenever we're trying to stretch the legs or the hips. Nice. And then inhaling back up to center. And exhale, flyer is going to fold forward. Whoop, and we're going to lean on each other. Hey, friend. Nice. Or sway. Beautiful. And then inhaling back up to center. And then now we can actually spin around and come just sacrum to scalp, nice and tall, back to back. Yeah, and then now we're going to straddle our legs out wide or keep them in a butterfly position and come left hip to left hip. Yep.
It's really great how much information we're really learning right now.
Yeah.
It's just
Like if you do this at home as you're watching this or with your friends, with your family, this will help you feel so much better.
Yeah, I told people to move the stuff out of your way.
Yeah, get their space ready. Good. Hope you guys are following along. Yeah, go ahead and take left hand to left hand. And then as you exhale, you're going to lean in towards their midline. So you're going to try, just like that, lay down at an angle. Drape all the way back. Beautiful. Arms up overhead. Now this will wake you up to any tension in your spine or in your quad. So really breathe here. Oh, there we go. Nice.
He's got a large leg, so I'm like really getting good.
You got that. You got a back bend going. Yeah. And if you need to like put some pillows under your head, if the back bend is too intensive, you can do something like that. And then sitting up nice and tall again. Help each other up. Grab those forearm grips or those bro grips. Nice. And then now right hip to right hip. So really great low back release. Taking that right hand to right hand, helping each other lay back. I'm like, this leg might need to get kicked over a little bit more for you. There you go. Is that better? A little bit. So like I said, if you need pillows, if your back isn't super flexible, go ahead and grab one. And breathe. Really try to release the tension here. Your partner can feel it when you're not letting go. Beautiful. And then inhaling up, help each other. Yeah, take those elbows. And then you can do just a little bit of micro forward fold on your own here, however feels good for you. A little counter fold.
I like to give a little kick
Beautiful.
on the way up.
Use that momentum. Beautiful. And then we can get into some partner conditioning or counterbalances, right, Jeremy?
Yay.
What you want to?
Cool.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody feels limber and ready to get upside down or pick somebody up. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joy.
Got it.
Cool. Well, in acro, there's so many different variations and moves and fun things you can do. And one of them is called counterbalances. And that's just really trying to figure out the other person's weight, your weight, and how they're working together and how you're going to use that synergy for acroyoga. So one really good one to really start off is with the lean in push up. So what we'll have is we'll have two people facing each other with their arms right out in front of them, about chest height, and they'll kind of walk away a little bit so that way there's a little bit of lean into the other person's hands. Do you feel that weight? When you feel that weight, that's the other person. That's you working together already. So if one person were to kind of fall out, the other person's going to fall, okay? So that's how we know we're in a counterbalance already. So one person, go ahead and start doing a push-up. You guys communicate and decide who's going to go. Good. Come back to that center, and then the other person's going to go. Good. There it is. As that person, if he's got the weight, so you're going to have to lean into him a little bit to really kind of give him that that counterweight. Very good. All right, so after this one, you've got the feeling of what it's like to lean into someone. Now it's going to work on leaning back away from somebody. So go ahead and take a bro grip here. Cross those arms. And now you get your feet a little bit closer together. Bring your chest up nice and strong. And now extend your arms away from your body. And now you feel the lean again. If he were to let go or she were to let go of you right now, you would end up falling backwards. So we are already working together. Now from this one, go ahead and step your feet back just a little bit away from each other so that way you've got some room. There we go. Keep your chest up and strong and your hips underneath your shoulders. Good. That allows you to go into this next move where we're actually going to squat. So take a look at your partner. Make sure that you're both ready. Say you're ready. Ready. Good. And now go ahead and start squatting to the ground. Bend your knees and keep your chest up and strong and arms strong. Good. Now press up through your heels. Lift your chest straight up. And you're going to be able to stand all the way up. Good. Good. So bring your shoulders. So don't let your shoulders unlock. Good. That allows you to, when your shoulders unlock, everything falls forward, right? Good. Come on down. And now when you get down to the bottom, I want you to detach one arm and swing it behind you. Good. And now from this position right here, go ahead and push through your heels and stand up. Stand up, stand up. Good. Nice. Well done. All right, so that's the start of counterbalancing. Now we take that idea and we move it into a much more acrobatic style of counterbalancing. So this one, I'm going to demonstrate with you, Mr. J, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Mateo?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what I'll be doing is go to your knees, straight down, and turn around for me. Very nice. What I want you to do is I want you to reach your arms up and over behind my back.
Should I take off my glasses? Hold on.
Sure. Let me see.
I feel like you're going to do something to me. I don't know what's coming.
Yeah, all right. Arms up and over behind my back. And I want you to interlock your fingers onto your forearms behind me. There we go. Nice and strong. Good. Now I'm going to walk back and I want you to put your feet on the ground. Right there. Perfect. Keep your back to me. Bend your knees for me, please. Very nice. And drop your back nice and strong hands. Good. Now give me your left leg. Good. And now I'm going to grab this.
Oh, yeah.
And now I want you to slowly extend your right leg out and straight. Good.
That feels awesome.
Yay, Jake!
And we'll switch it in midair, and we'll let it go.
Nice.
And we'll hold it here.
That feels awesome.
Okay, bring your feet to the ground. Good, and stand up.
That feels really good. What's
Very
that called?
nice. It's got a cantilever. So, or a
Good.
canop opener or a cantaloupe. Could be those. So, but it's one of many counterbalances.
Nice.
So, what's great about this is that anyone, any size, can really be involved with acro and doing counterbalances, or just the counterbalances and having fun with it. So, you guys want to try it?
Yeah, well, let's get into, we're at 10:20,
Okay.
and this is going fast.
Well, you did great.
Thank you. Hey. Let's do, someone walk us through the first initial thing that you guys see, which I guess is the bird.
Fabulous. L-basing.
So I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to Mateo here and let him be his glorious self.
You want to base or
Base.
base it?
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get all of our bases on the ground, heads facing that way. There you go. And flyers are going to step up to the... Well, hello. Yeah, flyers want to step up close enough where the bases can touch their toes. So bases, go ahead and reach down, do a little toe check. There we go. Okay, so now, bases, bring your hands up like you're prepared to receive the flyer, and bring your feet to the flyer's hips so that the ball of your foot is just above their hip bone. Yeah.
I guess it's kind of hard to...
Yeah, so the ball of the foot is going to go right above the hip bone.
Yes.
There we go. So the feet want to be straight, parallel, like a couple of skis. And then we're going to start with just a couple of ski jumpers. So flyers, roll your shoulders back, press your hips forward, and then bases, bend your knees to receive the flyer's weight. So the flyer's pressing their hips into your feet. Just go ahead and lower them down a little bit. And then push them right back up, bringing them back to their feet.
Not too far.
Yeah, you don't want to dump them over on the booty. All right, so do that a couple of times. Just a little ski jumper, so the flyer should look like they're flying off a mogul. There we go. Beautiful. Let's take a big deep breath, and on the exhale, let's go ahead and mount right into bird. So bases, bend your knees, take the flyer's hands, and then scoop your heels up to the sky. Flyers, back body strong. Yes, that was beautiful. All right, now flyers, yeah, see if you can roll your shoulders back and go hands free. Bases, make sure you're giving them enough gas, so a little bit more toe. There we go. Yeah, just like you're pushing on a gas pedal. Beautiful. Wonderful. And from here, a really common transition would be bird to throne. So bases and flyers take hands. And then flyers, roll your weight to your left hip, and then bring your right knee up to your tricep. There you go. Bases, step to the inner thigh of the flyer. Straddle throne. And then flyers, go ahead and wrap your leg. Yeah. Nice, Megan. Good job, Andrew. Yeah, star students. You guys get apples. Boom. Yeah, and here we are. All right. Yeah, go ahead and push your legs straight, and then release your hands. Nice. Joy, hands up to this. Yes. Okay, flyers, everybody put your hands up. Yeah. Nice. So that's a very simple and basic acroyoga transition. That's something that might take an entire class to build up to, or it could just be a warm-up in the beginning. Yeah.
I've never done that.
Oh, yeah?
We did that on the fly. That was impressive.
Nice. Good job, man.
I think it helps to have someone who knows.
Yeah. This is a practice of transmission. So more knowledgeable practitioners play with new practitioners, and it's like setting fire. It's like if you have a flame and you set fire to something else, now that thing's on fire, you're on fire, and you've spread that fire.
Yeah.
It's very much what the practice of acroyoga is. You can watch videos on YouTube and try to figure it out. You can read it in a book, but nothing is going to advance your practice quite like practicing or studying under someone who's more advanced than you. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so that's the basic first thing that people learn is that bird.
Yeah, that's bird and throne are kind of like the acroyoga handshake.
Okay.
Like, hi, nice to meet you. Get on my feet.
Yeah.
What was your name again?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that because she was like, if that was the first time in class and both of us didn't know, I never would have been able to do that. But with her telling me, that helped.
Yeah, and you're picking it up really, really quickly.
Well, I did have one class, and by the way, let's go ahead and get into the next pose. And as they're, what pose would that be? Do you,
Well,
I
there's...
kind of have some ideas.
Yeah, there's
you
any number
guys
of
probably
poses
have
we
some
could
good
go
ideas
to.
as well.
You guys want to work on inversion, maybe?
You want to pop me a star real quick? And
Do you guys feel comfortable doing that on camera right now? Okay, cool. Go for it. Yeah.
all right.
So boys will be boys, and these boys like to show off. So,
Okay, there you
they're going to go straight in. Yeah. So what they're doing now is a hop to star. And a star is simply a shoulder stand on the base of his feet.
I'm going to walk you down.
There we go. That's awesome. Okay, it looks like they're prepping up for a straddle bat pop to star.
Okay, need strong pike. Ready?
Listen to communication. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So gymnastic-ish.
It's so,
Nice.
it's so effortless when the bass and fly are in communication and all the alignment is on point. Then it just becomes a matter of transferring energy through a straight line. So it's just you let the bones do the work for you.
You crow
Yeah.
on your hands.
One give, one take. It's all like yin yang.
Exactly.
Someone's pushing, someone's yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like all the forces of the universe at play through two human bodies.
Wow.
Let's try not to get too deep.
Yeah, yeah. I remember the first time I went to class, and they're like, "Okay, pick a partner," and I'm like looking for little people, because I'm like, if I'm going to fly someone, I want to pick a girl to fly.
Yeah.
And I picked the smallest person I could find. I was like, "Oh, perfect." I did it okay. And then they said, "Okay, we're going to do our next move, switch partners." I was like, "Hey, wait, I had the small girl. Yeah, I had the small girl. I don't want." And then I ended up, where you fly the guys too, because they said you got to learn technique, and it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
And the first time I tried to get the guy up, I couldn't fly him, and the teacher said, it's all about technique. Once he showed me how to do my legs, I was impressed that I could. I mean, he was a big guy, and I was impressed that I could actually get him up.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Can we watch
I
you
can fly
fly?
Mateo.
What kind of fly?
Well, we saw you a little bit earlier doing some cool stuff, hanging out.
Oh yeah, a regular fly, a front fly. I don't want to do the back one because I don't want to hurt my back. But yeah, let's do one. Here, someone
Okay.
talk.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, for sure. There you go. You want to hold that?
I want to read it.
Oh, he's gonna fly. Read my notes.
All right, so we're going to start with a simple super yogi. So go ahead and bring me your hands, and then lean forward and fold at the waist. Let your legs go wide.
That was really easy.
Yeah. So let your legs go wide like a straddle, like you're riding a horse. It's okay. And then bring your hands together. There you go. Bring your palms together. There you go, buddy. All right, now let your head drop through. Yeah, just like that. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little
This
wiggle.
does take trust, by the way.
Yeah. So now we're in what's called the super yogi. This is a therapeutic pose that creates a bit of traction. Now I'm not pulling super hard on his arms. I'm just giving him about 15% of my weight or of my strength, and then letting his weight do most of the work. And then from here, then we can take him on a little flight.
Yeah, close your eyes for this one.
It's like I'm on a Ferris wheel.
It's a roller coaster ride.
Right?
I feel like I'm floating in outer space when I
do it.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, so now squeeze your hands together. Okay, and then I'm going to hold onto your elbows, bend your elbows, and bring your hands behind your back. Beautiful. How's that feel in your shoulders? Okay, now I'm going to give you a little pop to adjust my feet.
Okay.
Giggling like
Sorry
a
to
little
scream like a girl.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's the fun.
So now
Trust.
It's the fun coming out of you.
Yeah. Bend your knees and bring your feet together. And then, let your feet be heavy.
More towards the
Okay.
floor.
Yeah, let your feet
Oh.
drop down to the floor, but keep them together.
Oh.
Knees
There you
wide.
go.
Knees wide.
Bottoms of your feet together.
There we go. Beautiful. So now, this is what we call flying Nemo. Is that okay on your shoulders?
Bubbles.
Nice.
Just keep.
And this is what we call tripping Nemo.
I always thought it was Nemo on acid.
Yeah, same. I didn't know if we could say acid on television, so.
That was
Part of the don'ts, right?
Okay, so Jake, are you ready for something a little more exciting?
Yeah.
Just a little bit more exciting. Okay, cool. So take your arms out to the side. There you go. Okay, I'm going to hold onto your shoulder. There you go. Legs wide.
Let him go.
Yep, let them completely go.
Give them all your trust.
All right, now take a big deep breath.
And there we go. So now we're going to get a little bit of air, so you might want to slide back. You're fine. Take a big deep breath. And hold.
Whoa.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right, you ready for one more? It's
pretty
good.
Whoa.
Okay, so now give me your hand. There you go. Push
I'll
up.
go back in there.
Yep. And we don't want to interlace fingers. That's a good way to dislocate a joint.
Okay.
And then come on down.
Good job.
Now we can use that counterbalance.
You guys squirrel popped on your like
Thank you, thank you.
Is that a first for up
Yeah,
late,
I-
Austin, with Jake?
Never did that before.
Live on the air.
Never did that before. That is a lot of trust, because I mean, I don't know what you were going to do.
Yeah.
But
That's why it's helpful for the base to communicate with the flyer the whole way through. I mean, I could just throw a bunch of surprises at you, and that's a fun game to
Yeah.
play too. But only after the trust is built. Given that we just started working together, it's really important that I let you know everything I'm going to do before I do it.
Yeah.
Because if I were to throw a trick and you weren't ready for it,
Right,
and
I
you,
might react
you free
different,
out,
yeah.
you react differently, and then all of a sudden elbow to the face,
Right.
or any number of injuries can occur if communication is not held in the utmost respect.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to describe acro as like a dance because the base is really leading the flyer through our dance together. When they bend the knee, I know that my hip is going to dip in, and
Yeah.
so it's a great way to connect. And I keep saying that.
No, it's all about
Yeah,
connection.
connection is the name of the game.
Yes,
Like that's
exactly.
baseline foundation.
And let's get some connecting. Let's talk about, once they know the basic stuff, then let's show how one bird transitions into another thing. And maybe,
guys go
they could couple up and maybe each of them do something different.
Yeah.
And you'll have to tell me or you guys can tell me what you all are doing or what you're going to do.
Magda, you want to give me a hug?
This is free flow.
I was asking.
One of the things we like to do is to go straight from bird to an inversion called straddle bat. So I twist, switch, now she's upside down. And from here,
Yeah, medium.
put your feet together. Back.
Take just a little stronger intensive. All you'd be doing is like going in and coming back down.
You can make a little
And then we don't have any
bounce.
feet. Just floating
This
planches.
way. And now we're in squirrel.
Floating
Yeah.
planches and then-
But you were just
the planche.
Let's do a couple.
Okay.
Instead of reverse bird, reverse planche.
One more.
So the key is the base, to watch and make sure you grab her shoulders and make sure your feet come down on her hips again.
Correct. So usually at the hip joint, there's sort of a joint where where your foot has a pocket, you can catch right in the corner.
Yeah.
If you catch away from that, then you're kind
Then
of
I'll
putting
fall
pressure on the
down.
bone.
Yeah.
But if you're catching
You're
right,
right
in
in
the
the
corner,
socket,
it's nice and comfortable. And there's these nice pads where she has good shoulder muscles to catch the.
Nice.
And for the flyer, you just really push off with your shoulders, kind of by putting your hands in.
Yeah.
And the same with your legs in that pocket.
It's more like.
It's kind of like a little thrust with your hips to
Yeah.
off a little bit.
Try it again.
Sure.
Yeah. One more.
Amazing how acro fits.
Yeah, the body parts fit. Why don't you guys show me something over here? What are you guys going to do?
So a lot of the things that we like to do are called like TikToks, and we do a lot of conditioning when we come together. So when we actually do entire flows, they're a lot more clean and stable. So this is a cartwheel TikTok. We like to start out really slow. The slower you go, the more muscle you engage.
And then right here we have a nice connection, a press, a press, a press. And then we're connecting again, coming back to the center, then back to the side. And I'm keeping her as centered to my body as possible because it just feels way more comfortable there. And then if she comes off, we make minor adjustments and we come back to our center again. So this TikTok, this TikTok can go faster. And then you can kind of flow with it. And I keep her to that center. We keep that connection. And then on this one here, I can give her a little pop over. And then here, little pop over. And she comes out. It's perfectly fine because as long as we keep that strong connection, she knows her feet are going to the ground, and we have fun with it. So,
Yeah, and just like what they were doing, the feet always go in that little pocket.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
it's uncomfortable when it's on the hip bones.
Yeah.
There's another really cool one. I like this one. The step to star from TikTok. So she comes here and she tips in. Then we can go up to here. Then I can step her down, bring her back into their TikTok, and then we can go back the other way. A lot of trust, a lot of fun, and it's, you know, for me as a base, it's really pretty. Like, this awesome body is like moving around way up here, and then as a flyer, it's just a completely different game.
Especially if people have a yoga practice, you're used to having to balance yourself, but as a flyer, I have to trust that no matter what happens, he's going to catch me.
Right.
So even if I feel like we're going to fall, if I try to counterbalance, his balance will topple. So it's a lot of trust of like, stay still.
Yeah.
He'll get you,
Right.
you know.
Let him do the adjusting.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he'll point his toes or he'll
Right.
catch and
Right.
pull in. And like something Mateo and I like to do is I'll get on his feet and I'll just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
And try to see if he can.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice. Okay, let's get into something else. We got, it's 10:30. We can slow down a little bit. I was thinking I want to get a lot in. What's something else that someone that has never done AcroYoga needs to know about this? I think we kind of briefly. We've been saying base and flyer, but I don't think we described it.
Oh, okay. So you have the base, and there's L basing,
Here,
which
let's come
is
over here and look
what
at
they're.
one.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so he's gonna give us.
Yeah, there we go.
Trees growing out of it.
Yes.
I heard that from master.
So as a base, you're always working to keep your ankles stacked over your hips. Even if you have to bend your knees a little bit, you still want to keep them stacked and then work to press to 90 because it's about bone stacking. So I can pick up 315 pounds, but it's because I'm bone stacking. And then same thing with the arms, the wrists over the shoulders. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it doesn't matter your size, your shape, your weight,
the
your
technique
age.
right.
Exactly. Yeah, anybody can do this.
Magda can lift me easily.
There we go. Lady basing, I'm all for it. Like if you had to ask me, I could not pick between flying or basing. I love
Because
both.
of both, yeah.
Yeah, they both offer their benefits.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's all about keeping the legs straight is
Yes.
with
oh,
most.
certainly.
And I guess the hardest thing for me was going forward. It seems like you might flip the person,
Most
but
people tend to take their legs over their head or too far away from their body, so then they're like all core, and so it's just really easy if you think just ankles over hips. If you're in front of a mirror, if you have a spotter standing here, they can kind of guide you.
yeah. And for those of us just watching again, what is the name of your practice?
So it's called Acrobatic Yoga. I teach at Treehouse Yoga Austin, which is off of Mopac and Barton Spring, and then also Energy's Balanced, which is here on the east side. So.
Yeah, there's so many acro. It's just taken off.
It really is. Yeah, we're really at the start of this cusp here. It's really growing, you know.
And what is yours again?
What is that?
Your practice.
Oh, my practice. I'm sorry, I've been goofing over here.
You do get lightheaded when you do this. It's like, whoa. Yeah.
So, can you clarify the question for me?
Oh yeah. Just what business? What's the name of your business?
Oh.
Like people that are looking for acro yoga stuff.
Oh yeah, Playful Warrior Yoga or PracticePlay.co. That's the new website.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
And what was yours again?
Go to acroforall.com, and we have one class that's up north in Caliente. It's very nice.
Nice. Okay. I need to get me in some class. This is a lot of fun. Let's go. So we talked about some of the basic transition or moves. What are some basic, simple transitions that we can do? And we should get John out here. I'd like to get someone that's never done this.
Yeah.
John. We'll see if he comes out here.
All of a sudden he's like on a
He's
phone.
hiding. Yeah. Okay. So if maybe he comes out, maybe he doesn't. But let's talk about some of the things that because with guitar or piano or anything you learn, the faster you can learn it, the more excited you get, and the more you'll want to learn. Right. So bird, from what I was looking online, there's tons of things that can be done. This to bird and this to bird and bird to bridge and all these things. Oh, yeah. Can we go through some of those and have some people show us some of those things? Yeah. And someone talk? Because I don't know.
So you want to do bird to shoulder stand?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're going to do bird to shoulder stand.
She didn't even.
Yeah.
And she is not going to bend at the hips, and she's going to keep a flat, planked body. But if she does fall, her base does catch her.
And that's a big part of
That was
acro.
dismount.
It's a team,
Yeah.
right? It's a base, a flyer,
Yeah.
right? It's a spotter, or a spotter, or a spotter, a spotter. You can have lots of spotters. You watch big acrobatic things, right? And they're flipping. There's like 6 spotters on the ground ready, right?
Yeah.
But they all make it look because they're all super dramatic. And so, and then obviously there's just a 4th one. That's a photographer.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone likes to be on camera, and so.
Now we got lots of hands.
And they are very talented, and
Yeah.
so these things are, but also these moves are very accessible to a beginner.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of practice, and with a good coach, you're going to be able to really take your practice farther. Like Mateo was saying earlier, whenever you learn from someone that is experienced, you're going to catch all the little cues and all the little movements that, you know, there's physics right now, right?
Yeah.
There's communication, there's a science to it.
What is that move? Like
The reverse foot to hand.
reverse foot to hand. And that's thrown.
This is thrown. Yeah, you know what you're doing. You've done this
I
before.
watched some videos today.
High flying whale.
Oh, that feels so good.
Yeah, that looks like it feels good.
Super comfy. It's also comfy for the base too, because you can get a nice little stretch out of it.
Let's go to.
Oh, as we're doing this, what's the best type of clothing to wear?
Couch.
Huh?
So, I mean, I'm wearing shorts,
Yeah, me
right,
too.
as a base. I like to wear jeans also as a base.
Is it because you can grab onto them if you need to? Like they're. But isn't
Interesting.
that uncomfortable for you?
No, I mean these are stretched denim, so.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad at all.
It's for some reason jeans are actually pretty comfortable to base.
Huh.
I find that a lot of athletic clothing,
Uh-huh.
so synthetic stuff.
Yeah, stretchy material.
You want to have some friction, so if it's too, get out of the way of feet. If it's too slick, then it's not, you can slip off.
Yeah.
So I like to wear cotton and
These
things
pants
that
are
are
really
really
still
tight fitting,
These
just
are
a
like,
little bit.
These have like little like
Grippies?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Just a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
And it's just enough so that when your feet grab hold of them, they're not super slick.
Okay.
Guys tend to wear basketball shorts, and
Oh,
then when
that's
they
too-
fly, it's so slippery,
Yeah.
and then you actually get into
Too
places
loose.
you don't want to.
Yeah, yeah.
Or your toes get, as a base, my toes will get stuck in a pocket somewhere, so if
Oh,
your
yeah,
pockets
someone-
is better.
And same
No
with
pockets.
Baggy shirts.
Don't wear baggy shirts.
Yeah, the base's toes can get all stuck in them
Yeah.
if you are a flyer.
And girls with long hair have to like tie it up because.
Yeah, when we were doing that earlier, I was. What was I doing to you? That one move.
Backbend.
That was cool. But yeah, her hair. And then John came out. John, are you wanting to do something? Can we do something with you? Okay, come on out over here.
This is one of those ones as a spotter, you have to be ninja spotter. So you gotta
Yeah,
watch it. And you gotta,
and not get kicked in the face.
get out.
Are dangerous.
Yes.
We're going to the shoulder.
And she barely grazed me, and the
Yeah.
physics are so awesome that just a little graze really throws things for a loop.
See, and I see Mateo just.
Good save.
Nice, nice. Okay, so let's have him. Can you take off your shoes real quick? Okay, and we're gonna have him do the most simple one, I guess, a bird.
Okay.
I'll take them off there.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's have someone else do one more thing while he's doing that. What's another thing?
You can do foot to foot.
Some handstand stuff is good too. And I'm impressed how Megan can actually just do a handstand for no reason. Just boom, foot to foot.
It's called foot to foot. It's actually a fairly stable pose once we're up there, but it's a tall pose, and so you want to have spotters just in case something happens.
Okay.
So we're going to start with foot to shin, or shin to foot. And we're going to step up, match our feet.
Wow,
You're just two human bodies playing together.
Exactly.
that's awesome.
You
And
can
now
step,
that she's up
push,
there,
crawl,
it's really easy to hold
jump on anything.
because it's a big stack.
So this takes a lot of leg strength.
No,
Really?
this
she's
part
pushing.
right here does,
Oh, you have to do
but really not that bad once you're up there.
If you think about it, I mean, he does a squat, she weighs less than him.
Yeah.
And it goes back to bone stacking, like you're
Yeah.
talking about.
So like, you know, from my hips all the way up to her shoulders and head is one long stack. So it's really easy to hold once
How
it's
about
up
the
there.
stabilizers?
Can I try half of what you guys just did?
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
try half of that.
I'm like, can I face you?
Oh, you're gonna base it.
Well, what would be easier? For you to do me?
You can base me.
No,
You can
go
lift
for
me?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Jake, get it. Get it.
Yeah.
Lay,
Base or
yeah, lay down and base this.
Oh, okay.
You got this.
Oh, okay.
But now you
You
gotta tell me
apply
what to do. Oh, hell. Are you serious?
He's stocky too.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay. So Jake, about how much do you weigh?
180.
180, and you're about.
170.
Okay. Yeah. So generally, when you're trying new skills, you want to start with someone your same size or a little smaller. So the fact that that you've got 10 pounds on Jeremy actually makes him a good flyer for you.
Yeah, but his
Yeah.
170 is like pure muscle.
Yeah, which means
Mine is not.
he can do this. Yeah, yeah. You're a $180 of pure awesomeness.
I got
Like
Chipotle
salty
fried chicken.
cherries,
So what do I do?
Do you want him to go foot to shin?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But he said he wanted to fly half of what they just
So what
did.
I'm gonna do
So
is I'm gonna take a little jump. Okay, I want you to keep your arms nice and strong for me. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my knees right here, and you're gonna press, and
Am I gonna push up like I normally do?
don't push hard.
Oh.
Okay, keep your knees slightly bent.
tell you what, start with your toes just below his
You're
kneecap.
gonna pull your
There you
feet
go.
flat until he's stacked, and then you can push up.
Okay, 1, 2. Right there. Go ahead and
I
bring.
guess I should have came farther.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't go far enough
Oh,
back.
you're great.
So this is how we
strong
learn.
arms.
Okay, good. Those give me something to really hold on to.
Uh-huh.
Ready?
Will you
1,
go spot it?
2.
There we go. You got it. Breathe.
There you go.
You're
Now
right.
that he's
Now push up straight.
There you
You
go.
got it.
got it.
Wow.
Look great.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start taking one hand off here.
I don't know if that's wise, but.
Okay.
Look at how
Well,
many
you've got
people
3
are here,
spotters.
though. Yeah.
Okay. And I trust my spotters. Okay. I'm pretty light when it comes to falling. I think so.
You got it. You got it. We're right here.
Ready?
So breathe, Jake. You got this. Yeah, man.
Nice. So legs towards your face. Legs towards your
There
face.
you go.
Yeah.
Hold him in. Hold him in.
Okay. I'm trusting my
Bring your hips
spotters.
forward for him. Legs forward.
How you feeling down there?
Yeah, you really
I'm
have
trying
to
to
work.
feel like I'm about to split them. They need to come together.
There you go. Yeah, and you just brought up
I'll figure that out.
a very important point.
Do you want to try with somebody like with?
When you're drawing to the midline, everything gets a lot stronger. So when things start spreading out,
Yeah, that's
that looks really awesome for certain poses, but it gets really, really hard.
Yeah.
So-
So I was just feel like I was going to split and he was going to fall.
So
Yeah.
can you try it one more time with someone lighter?
Yeah, but I want to be on top.
All right.
Nice.
I love it. Amanda knows what he wants.
Now, so you're going
The mic did pick that up.
I'm going to slightly jump and then just kind of go on my knees.
Yeah. So knees to your bring your knees to your
So
side.
you want to count it or do I count it?
On your mark, get set, go.
Good.
Nice.
There you go. Okay.
Nice and slow.
So now sit up tall and press your hips forward as you rise. Yep, you got this.
We're right here.
And you're surrounded by spotters, so you're totally safe.
The magic
They're all
word
on
is
point.
down, okay? And we'll all safely lower you down. So hips forward and sit
Hips
up
forward,
tall on
rise
your
up
knees.
even taller. I got you.
All the
Yeah,
way
you
up.
can kick your shins into my heels a
Here,
little bit.
I'll try-
take
I'll
your
just-
hand.
There you go.
That's
good.
Now all the way up.
Okay, you're going rising.
almost
Nice.
there.
Woo!
America.
That's it, Jake.
All right, now Jake, hands up to the ceiling.
You got it.
Yeah, there you go. All the way up.
You got
All the
one
way
of
up.
best faces
Yes.
in all.
Yeah!
Woo! Nice and
Nice.
slow. Bend at the hips. Bring your feet back or bottom back towards your heels.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Nice. Now
Come
hands
down.
down to your face.
There you go.
Perfect.
Well done.
All right, and then bring your feet down to the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get John in here for some fun.
He's like, I did not say
All right. Hey, if I can do that, and I can see how this is addicting, you know.
Yes.
Okay, so who's going to fly him?
Working out.
All right.
Go, Jeremy.
Your putty. He just listen to what he says.
Hi, I'm Jeremy.
Hi, I'm fine.
So introducing yourself to your new flyer, especially when you come to the jams, is really important to take the time to build that communication. So that way, well, you know their name,
Yeah.
and you can really talk to each other. Yeah.
You'll be surprised at how often you fly with somebody, and then you're like, "Oh, what was your name again?"
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't.
Because you're just having fun.
Yeah, just have bouncing
Mhm.
around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to fly?
Bird.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Okay.
So the first one's gonna be bird. So I'm gonna have you walk into right where my fingertips are at. Right here.
Bring your knees up
Perfect.
for him.
So I want you to pull your shoulders back and hips forward. And then I want you to put some weight into my feet with your hips.
So push.
Right there. Good. You feel that weight? Sure. Cool. So give me your hands out in front of you, nice and strong. Bring your shoulders back and hips forward. Right there. Good. And now I'm just going to kind of rock you a little bit. Feel the weight in my feet?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
It's a pendulum.
As you come down this next one right here, I want you to bring your feet up in the air.
Nice.
And you've never tried this before,
You
right?
need to be on the front of a boat.
You've never done this before,
What
right?
I'll do is I'll kind of
No, I haven't, actually.
I'll give you a little spin just so you can like say hi to the crowd from on the side, and then this side of the crowd. Hello.
It's not too hard.
Go there, Joe.
It's fun.
It's not too much harder than a bicycle.
All right. So now we're gonna walk into the next pose. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. So we're gonna take all your weight and put it right here on this foot. Tilt your hips just a little bit into this foot, and we're gonna put all the
Into
weight
this
right
foot?
here. This one right here.
This one.
This one.
Fill my weight, dude.
Yes. Now take this knee, bring it to your tricep,
What's the tricep?
Bring it to your elbow.
to your elbow.
There you go.
Just
Bring it up to your
elbow.
side.
Yep. To your elbow. Keep going. Keep
Bring it up to your
going.
side.
Now wrap around the front of my leg.
Pick it in front.
Only people that have triceps know what they are.
Behind his knee.
Very
Oh,
nice.
there we
I
go.
see.
Now pour your weight into here. Grip his leg with your leg. Yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
Now around the front.
I see.
Around the front.
Open up your knees a little bit for me. Around the other side.
This is, I'm already here. You're watching watching a movie, eating popcorn.
It really can be this much fun. And speaking of jam, someone mentioned jam. How many jams do we have around town? Is there one? I know.
A few?
There's quite a few jams. So a jam is anytime AcroYoga practitioners get together, and much like a musical jam, it helps when everybody there knows how to play. That said, if you show up to a jam, there will be people who are willing to help you and teach you. And if you want to find out more about the jams, you can go to the Facebook page Austin Acro Community, and that's where pretty much like everybody in the Austin community, yeah, they'll post up like, hey, we're meeting in Zilker Park, or we're meeting over at this yoga studio. Yeah.
Okay. You know, one thing we need to be thinking in the back of our mind is a group thing. We got 10 minutes, but
I'm gonna try and bring your feet to the ground, and I'm gonna have you stand on your own power.
we're still messing with John here. He's doing a few poses. Oh, there you go. Dismount.
Good.
Isn't that fun? What was your experience with AcroYoga?
It's not that hard.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you have fun?
So,
We got great spotters and directions and
Yeah.
everything else that's happening along the way. And the jams, they can get a little loud, so you really want to try to make sure that before you move into the movements that each person really knows kind of what is happening.
yeah.
The jams, it's really important, I feel like, to go to classes before you go to a jam, because it's really important to learn the technique, because then you're just playing telephone a lot of the time at the jam. So somebody's like, sure, I know what I'm doing. And they might not necessarily, they might have only gone to jams and have just heard through the grapevine. So it's really important to have like a really safe environment. As you can see, we always make sure there's spotters to catch you, and really good instruction.
Yeah. What was that? That was just fun.
Around the world in 80 days.
There you go. Okay, by the way, how long does it generally take to get to do like some of the somersault things and some of the more complicated stuff you guys were doing? I mean, I was able to do some of that basic stuff with obviously good people, but if I'm in a learning environment, how long does it take someone to get pretty decent with
I
some
would
of that?
say a lot like music. It's not a matter
How
of
much you
how
put in.
many years you've been practicing. It's how many minutes and
Yeah.
hours you've been
Yeah.
putting in. Yeah. So if you're willing to stick with it and put in a lot of time, a total newbie beginner can progress really quickly into a lot of really advanced material with a more advanced base or flyer within a matter of about an hour to 2 hours. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to retain it all, but they
Right.
can execute a lot.
Yeah, and next week or next time they
Yeah.
get better. And
When
better.
I first started, I literally couldn't even touch my toes, and I was so inflexible, I was so out of shape, could barely do a headstand. And it took me about a month to get really comfortable in acro, and then it took me about 3 months to really be able to do all the TikToks and the transitions and stuff. So as long as they just continue to go weekly and progress,
then they'll get it in no time.
Yeah, and just like anything else, it's a practice that can progress over years and years and years. Like I said, I've been practicing for about 9 years, and I'm still picking up new things all the time. Some of my teachers have been practicing for close to 30 years in sports acro, and they're still picking up new things.
And speaking of practicing and place things, there's certifications. What kind of schools are out there to be certified trainers, and what's that process?
Well, there used to be only two, and that was AcroYoga Montreal and AcroYoga International. And now there are a lot more popping up. There is Acro Revolution, there's the Lift School of Acrobatics, there's Pitch Catch, there's Partnered Acrobatics out of Amsterdam. I'm about to be starting a new one here in Austin called Play Acro. And yeah, so there are a handful of wonderful certifying bodies.
Nice.
And the trick is to check in and see what kind of reputation they have and what their students look like as they're coming out.
Yeah.
And that'll tell you really what certifying body you want to be a part of.
Right. Speaking of look at them when they're coming out, I know tomorrow I'm going to be a little tight, but it's like when you live, it's good. It's a good pain. And the key is to just keep going, you know, and get over that pain and work it. Let's do that. Let's do a little bit more. I love to feel the burn, but also let's be thinking of a pose for a while. What's another good thing that we want to show someone maybe that is a little bit more advanced for people that have not seen maybe a advanced move?
Andrew, you wanna throw some pops?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Megan?
Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to talk.
So Megan and Andrew are really experienced. They've both been in the game for several years, and I've seen them at jams practicing pops, and which a pop is a full release transition.
Okay.
You want to handstand in?
Nice.
Wow.
So it's a handstand walkover through whale, pop to throne.
Wow.
And this is a great part of what acro is she practices her handstands outside of here. She practices her fitness. You know, she has these things that she practices that it allows these things to be accessible. And that's what's great about being in acro is that you learn things that you can practice outside of acro to come back and bring it into the game and have fun.
Nice.
How do you guys feel about throne Icarian pop to bird? Is that within your wheelhouse?
Yeah.
Okay. With hands.
Ready?
Nice.
So that was from what position to this?
So that was a throne pop to bird.
Do you want to go back to
Yeah.
throne? A carrying?
No hands?
No. We'll go back to bird. I mean, to throne.
Nice.
And I'm on the side here going,
I know, yeah.
Yeah. Sound effects are a huge part of this practice.
Yeah. We haven't done a whole lot of pops lately, so we're not calibrated.
Okay.
So the thing is you want to make sure that you do a bunch of them together before you just start going into pops because they require precision. So, yeah. Like we could do the Icarian, but we would be risking it right now because you haven't done it in weeks and weeks. So,
Yeah, we want to be safe.
Yeah.
Safety first. Hey, and speaking of safety and exercise, I know there's got to be huge benefits to this mental, physical, like kind of emotional. You get to bond, you know, you're trusting. Tell me some of the benefits of this.
Well, just like any other form of play, when two people come together for creative, unstructured, free play, there's a whole host of cognitive benefits. It creates neuroplasticity, which basically means that your brain is able to retain and access information a lot faster. It helps you to actually one of the best ways to prevent Alzheimer's, according to numerous scientific studies, is to dance. AcroYoga, as Joy was pointing out, is another form of dance. Yeah. And then, of course, there's also the massive serotonin releases and the oxytocin and the dopamine. So there's a lot of happy chemicals floating through all of our brains right now because of this practice. Yeah. And then also oxytocin creates a lot of bonding. So it's really easy to make friends inside of this practice.
And maybe that's why everybody's so nice that I've ever met at any of the acro things. Yeah. We got about 2 minutes. I want to, before we go off and get into some really fun pose, thank you, man. Mateo,
yeah,
thank you
you're
for
very
coming out.
welcome.
Joy,
you,
awesome.
Jay.
Thank you for coming out.
Also, I just
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to let you know another great way to get into this practice is through festivals. There's a lot of festivals that pop up.
There's one Houston, this immersion.
Yeah, so there's the Wanderlust festivals feature some acro yoga, and then there are acro yoga specific ones like Divine Play, the Play Acro Festival, which is right here in Austin, and then Acro Love down in San Diego. So festivals are a great, really
And
fun
on
way
that
to dive
website
in.
was Acro, what was the Austin Acro page?
Austin Acro Community on Facebook.
Yeah, so
Austin
Austin Acro Community on Facebook. That's where you can find all sorts of information about local acro.
Nice. And the festivals, they'll obviously post.
Yeah, all the festivals
Yeah,
post in
yeah.
all the regional pages.
Nice, nice. Thank you, Megan. We're about to let's go ahead and get into a pose. Thank you, Andrew. Magdalene. Magda? Okay, and we're getting a hug. Thank you. All right, let me get out of the way. Maybe I'll just kind of pose for it, but is there something maybe like, I don't know, someone on, I don't know.
Do you want to do? I can do
You guys want to build that? Build one of the big Chinese ones?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Do you want to be on your back?
Sure.
Okay, Jeremy, lay down on his feet, back on his feet. Turn around. There you go. Yeah, just step out, step out, step out. There you go. And then Jeremy, hands up. Magda, do you want to climb up here? Be in a high bird. Yeah, right there you go. And then, ooh, how's your handstand? Okay.
I feel like
you
that.
wanna be
Megan's
in
is a little bit better.
hand and kick your feet over here.
And a hand to hand?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah. I'll scissor you.
I don't know if we're up there yet.
There you go.
Waiting for it. I think we're just kind of seeing
Okay.
people.
So Jeremy, take your ankles.
Ankles?
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Magda, climb right up here.
Yeah, I think you can let it go.
Someone get a phone picture of this.
I'm sure we can get a screenshot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then bring your hands right here. There you go. And then I'll help you into a tuck sit. There you go. Okay. Now squeeze in, Jeremy. And then Magda, just tuck sit.
Pull knees up.
I need to grab a little higher on her
Okay.
legs.
Gotcha.
There you go. Good. That's gonna stack.
Yeah. There you go, Magda.
Wow.
Yeah, so just tuck your knees up, and I got you right here.
Okay.
There you go.
You got it.
Are you guys good?
Yeah, we're gonna need to come down soon.
Yeah, just
Okay,
come
yeah.
down.
You know what? We're off the air anyway. We're off the air.
Go.
That was good. That was good. I think we got it. I'll have to
Where someone plays on the back and another person does a plow pose and then another person does a shoulder stand on
What about
the
like a
plow.
plank or I've seen something like
Oh,
that.
yeah. We could do plank.
But how high can you go? Probably not too high.
Pretty high. Yeah.
Too
So,
weighty.
so I'll be on
Was
the
that
acro
was that pizza tossing enough for you?
Yeah,